Welcome to Movie Speeching. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take good care. Along with Gods is the name of the movie. Please like and subscribe to get every update. We dive into the heart of the action as firefighter Kim Yahan jumps through a burning window, holding a young girl in his arms, desperately handing her over to his colleagues on a safety cart. Tragedy struck when the rope broke, causing Kim to give up. Falling with the child still held tightly, he miraculously absorbed the impact of the fall, protecting the girl from the danger of waking up from the fall. Kim felt relieved to see the girl alive. He sighed and was happy to be alive, because the fall could have killed them both. Confused, he looked around and saw two figures dressed in black standing nonchalantly near the falling debris. He went to warn them, but suddenly he witnessed a disturbing sight. The lifeless body of he lay a few feet away from his colleagues who were frantically trying to resuscitate him. The guardians of the afterlife are responsible for protecting Kim in the upcoming trial. The man calls himself Assistant Guardian Hyun and the girl is Assistant Guardian Deok Chun, their leader and the Guardian group. The third household was present at Kim's funeral home following the protocol in which the Daeokan Guardian Assistant Bubble informed Kim of his honorable and rare death as a role model with a glimmer of hope that she assured him of his rebirth within 49 days. Overwhelmed by his own death, Kim begs despair for one last moment with his mother, but the rules of the afterlife require him to leave immediately. Meanwhile, the third guardian Gangnam is enjoying a meal at his funeral home. He observes that Kim's brother, recently discharged from the army, is urging their mother to attend her deceased brother's burial. Our scene then shifts to the crowded gates of the afterlife, where thousands of souls await their verdict. He leads Kim past the majestic statue of King Yamra, Lord of the Underworld, and introduces him to Gangnam as the Guardian who successfully reincarnated 47 souls over the past century as they were approaching the door. Dun proudly displayed Kim's Paragon card marking the official mark. At the beginning of the trial, like a shock, the door suddenly led them straight to murderous hell. He questioned Kim, but the firefighter firmly denied ever harming anyone. Gangnam explains that King Yer decides the trial order from lightest to heaviest and that even indirect harm can trigger the trial as they prepare to defend Kim. De Chun reviews the list of charges against him using his unique abilities. Suddenly, the ground around Kim cracked open, revealing the terrifying volcano of death. Screams pierced the air as unfortunate souls drenched in molten lava tried to climb the treacherous slopes of it. Kim was accused of indirectly causing the death of his colleague who died in a fire in front of the god of murder. Two prosecutors, suggesting that Kim prioritized his own safety over the safety of his colleagues, even though they had enough time to save him. They demanded a harsh sentence of 5 years in prison in the fiery depths of the volcano. Undaunted, Gang Lim stepped forward to protect Kim. It reveals vivid memories of that fateful day from the karmic mirror that shows Kim's brave efforts to save his colleague, but that colleague, understanding the dire situation, urged Kim prioritize the lives of civilians trapped in the burning building with a heavy heart. Kim followed his colleague's wishes and saved 8 innocent lives, but tragically, he was unable to contact his friend before the building collapsed, leaving the judge facing an impossible task, is to judge the value of one life against another. In the end, Kim was acquitted, admitting that Kim saved 8 lives that day with the murderous hell behind them. The 3 guardians embark on a boat trip in the hell of laziness where Kim will be judged whether he has lived up to his true potential or wasted time lazily. Confident of an easy trial, Lim warns Kim against corruption. The prosecutor's hope is to ensure his own advancement thanks to his conviction. Kim is curious about the Guardians' motives, asking about their goals. Thun reveals their pact with King Yam. The successful reincarnation of 49 souls in a century unlocks their own reincarnation then as their ship slides forward. Ganglin gives a final warning. Do not respond to the lazy goddess. The trial takes place and is skillfully highlighted Kim's dedication, emphasizing her tireless efforts to save people and animals. Impressed by her actions, the benevolent goddess transformed into a wise grandmother quickly acquitted Kim, but her subsequent questioning about her motives for working with Sparks and the misunderstanding of Kim's naive answer about making money are misinterpreted by the goddess as worshipping the god of money in the face of impending punishment. Out because of her devotion to the cruel god, Kim floats towards a cold waterfall, where countless souls suffer in horror as his fate appears to be sealed. Gangnam intervenes through vivid memories presented on the mirror of karma, revealing the truth that many of Kim's jobs outside of his duties as a firefighter were motivated by money to support his ailing mother. Her and her brother's failure at school, realizing Kim's true desire to use her hard work for noble purposes, the goddess reverses her decision and grants her a team, leaving hell for laziness. Behind the guards, Kim heads toward the treacherous Forest of Blades, where the Decemberist's trial awaits. He reveals that if Kim only follows the gang's orders, he might have a chance to visit his mother in his dreams before reincarnating. Upon hearing this, Kim became visibly emotional, no longer focused on the task at hand. As they move through the Tung Forest on a high-speed boat, something strange begins to happen in the afterlife. The atmosphere is dark, time passes quickly, and without warning, the monstrous creatures launched a surprise attack. The brave defenders pushed back. The attack reveals that such unrest occurs when a living member of a spirit dies in a grudge and becomes a vengeful spirit. Kim worries about the possibility that his mother will go missing. Akshan blindfolds Kim in preparation for his trial while he delivers a dark warning to the vengeful spirits of havoc, threatens to derail Kim's progress, jeopardizing his chances of reaching a final trial within the 49-day deadline. To prevent this criminal from making a bold decision, he will return to the world of the living and investigate the source of Kim's anger. In the Gangnam Kingdom lives. Meet Kim's resentful brother Swang again. Suong harbored a deep hatred fueled by his mother's grief and her constant interest in his deceased brother's estate. This anger flared up within him, eventually turning him into a vengeful spirit. Gangnam desperately chased after Suong, but the angry spirit easily overtook him. Back at Blade Forest, Kim is agitated, taking the opportunity when he wasn't looking. He takes off his blindfold and begs Dayakin for news about his mother. Theek-chun is in a trance state as she searched for potential charges against him. The approach of menacing ghouls from hell, whose presence is a direct consequence of Kim's disobedience. Luckily, they are saved by the sudden appearance of the king himself. Although relieved, they receive a stern message for the Lamb Gang. The vengeful spirit must be quickly neutralized. King Yam demanded that the body be burned and the soul expelled, otherwise he would personally handle the matter at the next court session. To begin with, the goddess of deception appeared in the form of a young woman happily tasting a candy. Colorful, very harsh accusations of Kim allegedly writing 98 fake letters to the families of the crash victims, among them Jaein, the young daughter of Kim's deceased colleague, trapped under rubble during a fire. Prosecutors pointed to the mental pain caused to Jaein, who still had hope for his father despite knowing the truth, but remained stunned into silence. Kim faces the risk of having his tongue cut out by the angry goddess just as Gangnam establishes a mental connection with Deok-chun that allows him to protect Kim through Deek-chun. Gangnam admits to Kim's deception in countless letters, fabrications written to various people, including his mother. Although these letters created for him a false reality of a happy married life, they also served a purpose. His mother, nurtured by hope, found the strength to overcome her illness and make a full recovery. Likewise, the letters also gave his motherless and grieving father a ray of light. Hope allowed him to continue his studies by realizing that the benefits of Kim's lies outweighed the harm. The goddess of deception acquitted him as they left the Blade Forest. Kim expressed his wish for his mother to reveal her sincere purchase of a rice cooker to help her with yakin dementia, then confirms his understanding of a letter hidden in the rice cooker, a message from Kim to his mother. Return to the world alive. Gangnam takes on the role of Lieutenant Colonel investigating Su-hong's death at the base military. He grills Lieutenant Park, who reveals Su-hong as a capable officer admired by his men. However, Gang Lim suspects a hidden truth behind Park's words. Digging deeper, Gangnam discovered a fateful night when Suin and Dong Yan stood guard together, fearing the upcoming release. Dong Yan is worried about having to face his bullies without Su-hong's protection. Suin reassured him by promising to watch over him and assuring Lieutenant Park's support in his time of worry. Dong Yan accidentally shot Su-hong, but Su-hong was still alive and begged Dong Yan to call Lieutenant Park. Fearing that he would lose his promotion, LT Park tried to cover it up by burying Su-hong with Dong Yan's help, without both of them knowing that Swang was still alive at that time and that their actions had decided their fate. By Su-hong, Gangnam realizes that Su-hong harbors resentment towards Dong Yan and does not abandon his brother. Recovered the buried body by favoring a proper burial over cremation, a decision he was not happy to have made in the afterlife. Kim overcomes the trials in the underworld filled with injustice and betrayal thanks to his noble character, but the afterlife continues to suffer under the influence of his brother's vengeful spirit. Meanwhile, Gangnam stalks a drunk guy in the club. He witnesses Su-hong's spirit trying to kill him with disco lights. Dangum intervened and captured the spirit. He explains how Su-hong's actions jeopardized his brother's trial, but receives a shocking revelation. Suin harbors hatred for his brother who never met him after Kim left home 15 years later. Dong drunkenly returned to where Su-hong's mother lived and threw away the map that led to the buried body. The soul and its mother stared at the map in disbelief. Revealing the secret that led to his despair, Dong-Yan tries to commit suicide by hanging himself upon witnessing this tragic scene. Gang Lim is approached by the spirit of Su-Han, who begs him to save Dong-Yan's life in exchange. Su-Han promises complete submission regardless of the potential consequences of interfering in the gang's affairs. Lim of the living world reluctantly agrees to intervene on the assumption that a tangible form of Gangnam appears before Dong-Yan by using words from Swang. He offers to forgive and encourages Dong-Yan to do so. Never waste new tears on past mistakes, the words that Swang had said to Dong-Yan before with a feeling of relief filling Swang, allowing him to accompany the Lim gang to return the body for a proper burial and passage to the afterlife. However, the consequences of Lim's gang's intervention become apparent in hellish violence instead of the expected superficial downward spiral. Kim faces a tumultuous and protracted fall from grace that ultimately brings him face to face with the king of violence, where prosecutors reveal shocking allegations that they considered Kim a brutal bully in high school, constantly torturing his malnourished younger brother. King Suin acknowledged Kim's failure to apologize or reconcile with his family, and also noted the connection between this and Kim's final trial. Indifferent to Poli, the god of violence easily condemned Kim to immediate punishment, to a significant extent. To the prosecutor's delight at the increasingly narrowing options, the prosecutor desperately contacts Gangnam, who is at the gravesite in a desperate attempt to save Kim's life. Gang Lim proposed a combined trial, a risky tactic that would combine the current trial for violent crimes with the trial for impiety. If Kim loses, he faces double the punishment, and even the Guardians risk losing their afterlife privileges as they journey across the vast desert to the hell of filial godlessness. Deok Chun falls into a trance as he watches in horror the accusations against Kim. She discovered a terrifying truth the night she escaped from Kim. Attempted to murder his own mother by suffocating her with a pillow. His shocking confession reveals a desperate plan to end the lives of him, his brothers and their mother because of his mother's poverty and illness. He admitted to trying to suffocate his mother before overdosing, and older brother, but his efforts were hindered by his younger brother Su-Han. This confrontation explains how the god of violence seen earlier connects the two instances in the world of the living Suin, now free from the vengeful spirit, finding refuge in his physical body before leaving to the afterlife. Gang Lim, ordering him to visit the military base there. They saw his mother desperately searching for his body, holding a sign begging for help, fearing this could pose a threat to her promotion. Lieutenant Park cruelly pushed the old woman and forced her into the ambulance when he witnessed this scene. This brutal act ignites Su-Han's spirit of vengeance, causing a devastating tornado that engulfs the entire base, destroying everything and everyone in its path, including Lieutenant Park. The consequences of this act of violence will echo into the afterlife. When sand monsters attack Dekhun, he and Kim realize the danger the gang members face. He opens a portal that transports him to the mortal world, where he comes face to face with the immensely powerful soul, fueled by anger at witnessing his mother's attack. But a moment of hesitation arose again. When Swang saw Kim fighting for his life in the afterlife, buried under the sand, taking this opportunity, Gang Lin tied Swang, returning him to human form and ending the tornado-timely destruction of the Subside's tornado. A vast room materializes around the desert. In a more distant realm, it was a majestic hell of filial piety towards the king himself, boasting about his final trial with a stern look. The king accused Kim of plotting to murder his mother and brutally attacking his malnourished younger brother without giving him the right to defend himself. King Yer found Kim guilty and sentenced him to a lifetime of suffering. However, Deok Chun disregards protocol. She emotionally pleads with King Yamra, revealing that Kim's mother is sleeping and unaware of his intentions. She pointed out that Kim, despite fleeing the scene, had lived a difficult life, and the sacrifice of striving to provide for his brother and mother in a shocking twist. The king used the mirror of karma to reveal the painful truth. Kim Fane's mother fell asleep quietly, witnessing his actions and carrying the pain in her heart. This revelation brought Kim to his knees, begged for punishment in exchange for the last chance to see his mother as prosecutors handed down a harsh sentence for Kim's filial and violent crime. The afterlife shook with seismic tremors, hinting that someone intervenes in the world of the living in a sudden movement. The Lim gang grants Suin the ability to enter his mother's dreams by challenging King Y's power in the dream realm. Suin reveals to his mother about his success as a respected judge and shares remembers how Kim sacrificed his life to provide for them in a miraculous event. Kim's mother spoke out for the first time to forgive her son for all his wrongdoings, expressing regret for not being a better mother and accepting forgiveness in the alter world that lived in the past. Trial after death. King Ur acquitted Kim, recognizing that sins forgiven in the living world cannot be judged in the afterlife without accusation. Kim begins his reincarnation. The always benevolent Ganglin delivers the rice cooker along with Kim's letter as a final gift to his mother as the movie reaches the end, where the Lem gang realizes the truth when they save Suong from the ghost. His vengeful spirit in the living world, King Om repeatedly tested him in disguise while he won by tempting him with alternatives. Now, along with Suan, another exemplary soul, the three guardians embark on a journey to confront King Ura, who is ready for the next chapter of the afterlife. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video.